Welcome back to Good Day, and I think we all can agree on this one.
Yeah.
This is a great area where we live with access to one of the most amazing bodies of waters anywhere in the U.S.
That's right. Lake Erie and the Maumee River is the largest in the Great Lakes and home to all sorts of wildlife.
Especially fish.
Yeah.
Our Diane Phillips is at the Toledo Zoo this morning with a fish tale you won't want to miss. Good morning to you, Diane.
Good morning to the two of you. I am actually kind of in, we'll say, prep site for a lot of local sturgeon in the area. And I have Matt, he's one of the conservation coordinators at the Toledo Zoo. And Matt, so we have Sturgeon Fest this weekend. Tell us about this. What's coming our way?
Yeah, so this is our annual Sturgeon Release. So it's a free event, great for families. So we will be releasing 3,000 sturgeon in the Maumee River, bucket by bucket. We have a lot of our partners. They come bring educational booze and activities, and then you can sponsor a fish, do a couple of food trucks, some live music, really just a really fun community family event, and you can release fish.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the kids will love releasing the fish. So let's take a look at kind of who we have in here. And you said that there's a way that we can kind of track and tag them and people can get involved with that process. So explain more about that.
Yeah, so these are some of our lake sturgeon we'll be releasing this weekend. Each one of them has a pit tag. I hope that one's gonna squirm. But what this is a tag that, oh, it's gonna turn this on, that will tell us what number that fish is. So if we ever catch that animal again someday, we can tell what year it was released, how big it was when we released it, and where it came from. And so that's part of the sponsorship program. It's part of our long-term monitoring for the species, and then part of the sponsorship for the activity on Saturday, where you can sponsor a fish, and if we ever find your fish, we'll let you know.
Oh, so then you can kind of just stay in touch with them as long as they're kind of hanging around town. But speaking of our local population, what does that look like?
So really, the reason this whole project started is because our local population is either so low, they're pretty much non-existent anymore. There are a lot of surveys down in the Maumee River that decided that historically there were sturgeon spawning here, and there aren't anymore. So with all the restoration that's gone into the Maumee River, some of our partners did some habitat models. There's habitat here, so that's how we got started on this program.
And so they will be released on Saturday, and then what's kind of the full circle as this goes?
Yeah, so we release them into the river. They typically, we think they're supposed to spend like a year or two in the river before they go out to the lake, where they'll spend their adult lives. And then when it's time for them to spawn again, or spawn for the first time, they'll hopefully come back to the Maumee River. Part of the whole idea of the streamside rearing facility is we raise them in contact with the water that has the right chemical cue, it smells right. So when it's time for them to come back and spawn, they'll say, oh, this Maumee River, that smells like where I was born, I need to go back there. So yeah, fingers crossed.
So yeah, kind of their hometown roots.
Yeah.
How long will it take us to kind of really see the benefits of the work that we're doing now?
Right, so the adults, they really don't reach maturity until about 10 to 20 years old. So this is going to be a long-term project. You know, we've got a lot of monitoring to do, follow-up to see what this looks like here in another 10 years or so.
Okay, so we'll kind of have to wait, and will projects like this just continue on year by year so we can really build it back in?
Yeah, I mean, the goal would be we get to a point where we don't have to do this every year. So that's why, the follow-up monitoring is really important, so we can determine how many we need to release each year, and if we need to change that number. And then, yeah, the follow-up really helps us determine, how long we'll have to do this, because we've already seen some short-term success in our Division of Wildlife partners. They've recaptured some that we've released from 2018 to 2019, and they grow very fast out in the lake. And so we're hopeful that they're growing fast, and maybe that'll speed things up when they come back.
And why is it important to have sturgeon here in the Maumee River?
Oh, so they're a great source of nutrients and prey for a lot of species. So the reason they were hunted almost to extinction extirpation locally, these massive females that have thousands of eggs per pound of fish. They're harvested for their caviar. But when they release those eggs, it's an incredible food source for a lot of prey, even things like our walleye, our native species, and really good source of nutrients for the river. Positive, good organic nutrients rather than the runoff we see. And they eat a lot of You know, they've been known to eat round gobies, zebra mussels. So just really this awesome fish, a very iconic fish, a great charismatic species that we can use to talk about a lot of the issues facing our waterways.
Interesting. So, of course, family and friends, bring everybody out this Saturday. You can release. It's a little slide, a bucket. Anybody can do it. So make sure you check that out on Saturday. Of course, you can also get a good look at these sturgeon fish. All you have to do is show up there on Saturday. Amanda and Steven, I think all three of us could do it. It's that easy.
So would you pick up one of those fish, Diane?
He said that I could, but I may have chickened out. But I also don't want to hurt him either because they might sense my fear.
Diane, excuses. I think you could do it.
You wouldn't do it either.
I would do it.
Okay.
Maybe.
I wouldn't. You wouldn't eat a cricket. I don't think he's going to pick up a sturgeon.
Well, I'm just trying to help the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So fish eat crickets, right? Is that like bait?
Sure.
Something like that? No?
Okay. All right.
Try it.
All right, Diane. Thanks for that this morning. Well, when we come back, taking school spirit to a whole new level.
Yeah, one man has a lock on supporting his local high school football team, basketball team, hockey team, dramatics club, and much more.
Wow, he's got it covered, and a tearful admission of why he won't stop anytime soon.
Steve Hartman is on the road with that story when Good Day continues.